Hey guys, welcome back to another watch review. As always, it's me Ivan, and in today's video I'll be showing you one of the latest Seiko limited edition watches. In my opinion, Seiko limited edition watches are either a hit or a miss, but in this case I think they've done a pretty good job. This one is a tribute to Bruce Lee. It comes in stealthy black, and it features a dial with a dragon which was drawn by Bruce Lee himself. A big shout out to Relojeria Esparza who lent this watch to the channel for a review. They are an authorized Seiko dealer in Spain and they do ship internationally. The link to their website is in the description below, and if you become interested in purchasing from them, you may want to contact them first and see if they can offer you a better deal. And by the way, just to be clear, I'm not sponsored by them nor paid in any way. Now let's start by having a quick look at the packaging. I typically give Seiko a lot of hard time for their choice of boxes, but this time it's not that bad, and I actually like the overall presentation. I can't tell what's the material under the Fox leather, but it doesn't really matter. It looks nice, and besides the watch, inside you also find the black and yellow NATO strap, which is a clear reference to the tracksuit Bruce Lee wears in his film Game of Death. The strap itself is quite nice. It's not a premium quality NATO, but it's decent. However, since this watch is on loan, I won't be able to show you what it looks like installed on the watch, but my guess is that it will go very well with the black case. As far as the dimensions are concerned, this is a Seiko 5 Sports, so they are identical to the non-limited edition versions of this model, which means that the case diameter is 42.5 mm. The lug-to-lug is 46.5, while the thickness is 13.5. Finally, there is the lug width, and it's 22 mm. As you can expect guys, a watch with such a compact lug-to-lug will look very nice on most people's wrists. And as a reference, here it is on mine, which, as you know, it's 17 cm or 6.7 inches in circumference. Right out of the box, the leather strap is quite stiff, so it's not the most comfortable experience, but I'm sure that if you give it a couple of days to break in, it will be alright. The quality is good though, it's made of genuine leather, and there is some dragon decoration on the inner side. When it comes to the design, once again, it's the same Seiko 5 Sports stainless steel case. It's painted in black, and according to Seiko, there is some sort of hard coating applied on it, which should add a bit more scratch resistance. How effective it is? I don't really know, but what I can tell you is that the case looks really nice up close, especially the polished surfaces. In fact, by simply looking at the case, one can think that it's made of ceramic, but of course once you pick it up, all doubts disappear. What I'm saying is that the finishing is excellent, and the overall build quality is pretty good as well, but unfortunately, once again, Seiko didn't pair this watch with a sapphire crystal. It's not that I really need it, but considering the price of this watch, 570 euros, they should have. And by the way, if you thought that the bezel insert is made of ceramic, well, you're wrong. However, I can't tell you what it is made of, as it's not specified anywhere. On the bright side, this bezel looks absolutely fantastic, and it is engraved with some kanji characters which translate as using no way as way, having no limitation as limitation. And this phrase is important because it describes the philosophy or spirit of Bruce Lee's own fighting style, Jeet Kune Do. In my opinion guys, this is what makes this watch worth buying. Well, this and the other Bruce Lee references that we can find here. For instance, the dial, as I said at the very beginning, is decorated with a dragon, which comes from a drawing Bruce Lee drew at some point of his life. And it's surprisingly detailed. In addition, if you look at the case back, you'll see that it carries the Jeet Kune Do logo printed on the underside of the black tinted exhibition case back, and I think it's very cool. Now let's get back to the dial, because there are still a couple of things that I want to mention about it. The first one is the handset and the indices are gold plated, and the gold and black combination has always been a very good combination for me. Then there is a date window at 3 o'clock, which, thanks to the black date wheels, doesn't look out of place at all. And finally, the hands and the indices do have some lume applied to them, and here's what they look like in the dark. It's pretty obvious that this lume is not good enough, simply because it's mixed with black paint, and you can actually see that it fades away by the second. Next, I should mention the movement, which is of course the 4R36. In case anyone doesn't know, it's literally the same as NH35 date when mounted in non-Seiko watches. It would have been nice to see a higher grade movement, but honestly, I'm not disappointed. The 4R36 is plenty accurate and reliable, and it's also very easy to service and even to replace completely. I'm sure you all know the rest of the specs, so let's not waste any more time and move on to the final verdict. To me, the whole Bruce Lee theme is very appealing. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, but I'm definitely a fan, and for this reason I can see why many people will ignore the higher price and the lack of a ceramic bezel insert or a sapphire crystal. I mean, this SRPK39 is not a bad watch. It's actually pretty good, and the Bruce Lee references are very cool. However, if you're not a fan and you didn't grow up watching his movies, you may have a very hard time justifying to pay almost $600 for this piece. Especially when you can get a regular Seiko 5 Sports for literally less than half of the price. So what I'm really trying to say is that the cool factor here plays a huge role in deciding whether this watch is right for you or not. But hey, whatever the case is, I'm sure these are going to sell very well. That's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to tell me what you think about this Seiko and whether it's something you would like to wear. And if you enjoy my content, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks again, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.